nasi lemak looks good.
Hey, Taufik.
Hey, Minister, how are you?
Fine, yourself?
I'm good. How long have you been waiting in line?
Oh, about 30 minutes.
That's quite long.
I think it's worth the wait.
Yeah, people from all over Singapore come here just for the nasi lemak.
That's right. I was told over here, the Indian rojak and the town store are also quite popular.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think I better go line up because the queue is getting longer.
I think that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah, see you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We've had a very, very good discussion. I'd like to ask all of you for your hopes and aspirations for a cohesive and progressive Singapore. Royston?
I think only when we embrace diversity, then you will really see changes and magic. So irregardless of language, race, religion, or even sexuality, acceptance and understanding should be the most important thing above all. And personally for me, I've never made a Malay film before. Until last year in 7 Letters. I made this short film called Bunga Sayang, and I was exposed to a different pool of talent, and I enjoyed the whole experience of working with different co-writers, telling me and teaching me, oh, this is not the way how you translate it. As a result of that, there was a lot of interaction, and that is something so wonderful, and I hope that maybe one day I can expand the whole short film into a feature film.
Maybe one day Taufik can write a Chinese song.
And I can appear in the movie, right?
Yes. Yeah. Would you, is this a promise that you make a cameo for me?
Saleemah?
I must say, I love Royston's 7 Letters. I feel that was a love letter to Singaporean of the past, the present, and the future. So I want to thank you for the love letter. Well, for me, I would like us to see diversity as a strength and that we embrace moving beyond tolerance into acceptance, from integration to inclusion. Every day is Racial Harmony Day.
Well, to add to your point, the inclusion is very important, but I think beyond that, we can't always just view the race, like Malays think this way, Indians think that way, Eurasians think that way, et cetera, whatever race. I think we have to somehow come together and think as Singaporean, and that really ties everything back together. We're all part of it. We just have to strive a little bit more and a little harder for it.
I hope one day when people look at me, look at Denise, look at Royston, look at all of us, they see a Singaporean. They don't see a race. They don't see different cultural backgrounds. They see us as Singaporeans and accept us as the diverse country that we are. We are such a small country and we have achieved so much. Our country is at peace. Everybody can live in racial harmony. It's a beautiful thing. We are going in the right direction. I just hope that people have a better understanding that integration is important. And I think with that understanding, Singapore will be a better country. That's what I hope for.
Given the fact that this is clearly a multicultural country, I really hope we can build a Singapore with more empathy. I believe that if we have empathy, then you have, by default, kindness, happiness. And this needs to come from home, where parents really inculcate how we speak and act at home, and also in school. So not just textbooks and classroom work, but nurturing children to be kind, loving, because from there, you will accept all different kinds of races.
Minister, your hopes and aspirations?
Well, I hope we become more big-hearted as a country. We've done well, and going forward, we have to deal with the growing diversity. A country is defined by the quality of its people. Singaporeans are pragmatic people. We welcome people of different backgrounds. That big-heartedness that I think is there, but sometimes we're very shy to show. We need to get that out, that we are celebrating our diversity, appreciating our similarities, signaling to the rest of the world that this is an open society. I remember our former Foreign Minister, George Sheo, gave me the simplest example of why diversity is so great in Singapore. He says the quality of our food has improved. Because there's a lot more choices now. There's a whole variety because of the fact that we're open to the world. But at a more personal level, I share some of the sentiments expressed by our colleagues. You wish that, racial differences can disappear. But I'm realistic. Prejudice still exists in certain quarters. And so you really need to continue to work at this because multiracialism is never done. It's a work in progress. We must continue on the momentum. Just go and observe our behavior at a hawker center. How many Malays eat some of the halal Chinese food? How many Chinese come and eat my mee rebus? I mean, it's amazing for you. You go for lunch or dinner, you have not only Chinese Indians, you have Eurasians, you have Spanish, you have people coming from different parts of the world with their own experiences. I think it will add and it will enrich your own life. There's a crisscrossing of culture. It is already happening. And we want to promote more of that behavior across all different types of spectrum. So we have something good going, but we cannot pretend that it will last. We have to work at it because there are forces trying to pull us apart. When you decided to be a part of this nation, you have to be actively participating in every aspect of the national life. Nurses, doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, Malays and Indians in civil service and private sector, in different sectors. We must continue to work at it, create opportunities, invite people who are prepared to come in and contribute to our society and to be a part of this nation. All of us have to agree on that line.
Thank you very much, Minister, and thank you everyone for sharing your personal experiences and your thoughts. Our shared values and experiences are key to a cohesive and united Singapore. As we chart the next chapter of Singapore's future, we must not let differences divide us, but to strengthen our social fabric. And this requires greater understanding, interaction, tolerance, and respect. Please join us again next week for the next episode of Let's Think About It.